Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Maxi and I'm playing Immersive Engineering. Just a quick update of where we left off. I hope you enjoyed the last two episodes with the arc furnace all up and running. So I have changed it around a little bit. I can't remember whether I did show you, so I thought I'd just show you all now. Let's have something to eat. Right, I did have the item router here. Sorting out. Well, I've changed that because it was going straight into the arc furnace and smelting the ingots quicker than what the other ones could go through. So they now all come round here. The add-ons go into here, and then the main ones will feed round and into the arc furnace. Job done. The only downside is that you can't automate these. So, well, I've not been able to. So, yes, I do need a switch on here or something like that. Although it is working automatically, so not really that bothered. So, what we're going to be doing today? Well, like I said in the last episode, I was going to cover some of the mods that I haven't, or some of the builds or multi-blocks that I haven't covered in here. It's not because I don't want to use them. I feel that some of them perhaps I don't really have a need for, so I'm not just going to build them just for building's sake, but I have built them. So let me take you to the dock, and we're going to go down and we're going to go for a little bit of a ride, because unknown to you lot, I have been doing a bit of a secret build, and I have a test facility just over here. It is hidden away, but it is a little test facility for me to do a little bit of testing. You know, as a mad scientist or wizard I am, I do like to test things out before I produce them over there. So let's get on to the facility. So it's been a while, so there's a few vines, a bit overgrown. I have had to trim stuff down for a little bit. Nothing really going around here, so just bear in mind. So I do apologise for the state it's in. I have tried to, like I say, keep upkeep, but I don't go in here all the time. So now, this episode might be over a couple of episodes, so we'll see how the time goes on. I don't want to rush too much through things, but I have got some stuff to go through, and I mean, these multi-blocks are pretty good, so we'll go through them in a minute. But let me just go through the test facility. So, got a couple of water wheels running on the an underground stream, so going into there and then feeding off into there somewhere, wherever it's going. And I do have power coming from here, because I want plenty of power while I'm testing my equipment out, but I don't want to feed it all the way from the generators. So this is just a little test facility just to make sure I got myself going. I did find some ice, although some of it has melted into water now, using my shovel with Silk Touch. So here's right, let's go and do some testing. Let's go through some of the machines that I haven't used, but I still want to cover them, because at the end of the day it is still part of the mod, and we'll go through. So the first one is going to be the mixer. Now, a bit of a strange one, end of the day, bit slow, and we'll go through what the, let's have a look. So the mixer is a multi-block structure that dissolves solids into fluids, mixing them together. The structure is built as shown and above, and formed by using the engineer's block hammer on the central steel metal. So that's just there. Okay, so what do we do? So the most common use of this machine are the mixing of fluids, concrete for water. So 2 parts sand, 1 part gravel and 1 part clay. Okay, so let's look at that one. So I've got water pumping in from here, got instant water, the source formed there, and that's pumping in into here, into the mixing bowl, and as you can see, it's got water. Now, concrete, so 2 part sand, 1 part gravel, 1 part clay, and it creates liquid concrete, which is, yes, liquid concrete in a bucket. No idea how to set it up into an ordinary concrete, but just makes it liquid concrete. There is an output here, and you can feed that output into whatever machine it is. Now the other thing it can do is create potions. So that's what I had set up. So if I just go over to this one here, let's get some fluid pipes, and let's just feed them into the next machine, which we're going to be doing in a minute. Alright, so yeah, the concrete, as you can see, I've got nether wart, and anyone who's made potions is that this will make see, no, mundane potions. I had to think them. So it's got power, plenty of power, because there's HV coming through, so I've got 4 million, plenty of power. So this will feed into, and the next one I've got is the bottling machine. Now the bottling machine allows you to, as it is, bottle the instances. So fairly easy to craft these 2 machines. That is what you need for this one, and that is what you need for the bottling machine. So fairly straightforward. Let's have a look at the bottling machine this time round. Let's have a look, see where it is. Can't remember where it is. I think it's in heavy machines. No, that's the mixing. Simple. Bottling machine. So the bottling machine fills fluids into containers. The structure is created as above. Yeah. So and the direction of the conveyors is important. Yeah. So fluid is input through the ports on the lower block of the metal tank. Energy is input through the port at the top of the opposing side. Generally, so fluid is put into the ports of the lower block of the metal, energy is there. So generally the bottling machine will be able to fill containers that are filled with versions available. So buckets, glass bottles. It will also accept other items. You can store fluids like the mining drill, the jerry can. Alright, so the mining drill, you can have it so you can feed into the fuel for the mining drill. So that's this little baby here. So you can have it, it automatically fills that up, and it will go into, and it will feed into bottles. So if you look at the back here, I've got it feeding into, and at the moment it's not doing out because I need to put the conveyor belts up there, and I can't remember if I've brought any conveyor belts with me. So these are inputs as well, but I'm guessing that's the conveyor belt is for chucking bottles on. So if I chuck bottles on, no. So if you feed the bottles on the inside, because it gets quite cluttered if I use anything else. So you can see I've got some liquid here. So let's just continue with this. Let's put that up there, and that should slowly but surely start to fill it. So I do like the animations. The animations do look good. So that's the mixing machine up and running now. So that is now going through, and you can see the nether wart, and it will slowly diminish as it goes down, and it will make mundane potion, which then will go through the output into the bottling machine and fill this up here. And the bottling machine should hopefully fill the bottle up. I'm hoping. Once it's to the top, we shall see. So yeah, you can see I haven't used it. It's not because I don't want to use it, but it's not got a massive amount of production for me. I haven't really gone to kill the dragon because there's been no major need to. The bubbles. So yeah, that's the reason why I've never really used these two, to be honest. But if you wanted to automate potion making, then yes, you could use these without a doubt. So I'm hoping that this should be fairly close to being made. Let's hope. Come on. See, it doesn't show you. You can't. There's no GUI. There's no nothing. Which I think we could have something like that to allow it to go. So let's put it on. I do like the animations. Look at that. It is good. Got to admit, it is good. Let's have a look. See if we can make it a little bit more animated. Let's put that there. Let's put that on top. So I didn't really want to why aren't you feeding into there? So let's have a look. Let's do that and then that. That'll do. Put you on top of there. So let's put, see, awkward potions. So let's not do all of you. Let's just do we'll have one more. But the animations are good. Got to admit, the animations are good. So that's it. It's going into the thing there. So but the thing is, you can't take these out. So once it's running, that's it. It ain't going to do much else. This is a bit of a bummer. You can't change them halfway through. You have to break it to get into there. So you'd have to have a string of these to get on through. But you can see how it's working. It's pretty good. It fills up to there, runs along, and I must admit the animation is pretty good. So that's the mixer. Like I say, you can mix in all sorts of things if you want to make concrete and put it and store it, that sort of thing. So yeah, so they do have some fairly decent usages. Okay, moving on then. Right, a couple little things which I will show you here. Now, a lot of these machines do make noises, although there doesn't seem to be a lot of noise coming out of these machines. So to help with that, you can make yourself a set of ear defenders. Ta-da! So let's just take these off. Ear defenders. Yep, so it should mute, so you know you got the muffling. Well, this is what these are supposed to do, and you can change the colour of these. So you should be able to change them to whatever colour you want. It's nice, isn't it? I think they're about the same colour anyway. But anyway, yep, so you can change them to whatever colour you want, and everything's quiet. See? Pretty good. No sound at all. Happy with that. Cool. Oh, even the chests are really, really quiet. See? Massive difference. Quite good actually. So, perhaps the ear defenders is a pretty good thing to go down. The other thing is this, and these. Let's just do this. Right. Anyone done Chinese lanterns and set them off? Things like that. Well, that's what these are. These are Chinese lanterns, and the beauty about these is that these allow you to connect. Let's do that. Let's do that instead. So instead of having these attaching to the wall, if you was outside, you could place them above you, and I think it's 5 blocks above you. If I just come into here and just find balloons. So the balloons are stacks of fabric with a heat source below to keep them afloat. They also emit light, but despite the torch they are not a fire hazard. Balloons can be placed like normal blocks, or when no blocks is targeted they will be placed in the air in front of you. Similar to structural connectors, you can attach hemp rope and steel wire to the balloons. Sneak right click allows you to set a height offset for the balloon. So let's have a look. So sneak right click Aha. So it did something and then it didn't do it anymore. Come on, let's see. I'm sure it goes up to 5. So sneak, right click, 1. Sneak, right click. I'm sure it's 5. Come on. There we go. 2, 3, 4. So you can see it's lit up the area, and you can attach your connections to it. Woo! So handy if you don't want to have things like the poles and things like that. So that is the balloons. Ah, so I see. So they do. Just watch out for that. So if you've got a set at different heights, then they will affect you as well. Cool. Okay, so where to go now? So got a few things to build in this one. So let's build this one first. And so this one is, well, first things first, we need a compass. Oop. And then like that, and it's an engineer's voltmeter, and it should, he says, tells me engineer stored 32. Now it's okay. If you want to look at, yeah, see, again, good little bit of kit, but I already know it's 16 because I've got one probe. So if you didn't have one probe in there, it will show you what you've got stored, and it should show you 4 million. Don't think it shows you anything else. There you go. Shows you each connection is new. It did connections, so yeah, just undo them connections, but it will do those connections. So it tells you how much is in there. So yeah, so without, but I can see that within one probe. So okay, if you want it. Happy with that. Okay, let's move on. How's me mixing doing? Bottles are all done. Cool. Let's just have a quick look and see what the time is. So let's move on to the next two machines. So the next two machines, you've got an auto engineer's workbench, and you've got a assembler. So the auto workbench, so we've got the normal workbench. Okay, so we get our blueprint out, put our blueprint in there, and then we can connect. Then we can create any of our ammunition. However, we can do it automatically. And now I must admit, this is pretty cool doing this one. So this time round, we put our blueprint into the automated workbench. And look at that. Do you like that? Looks nice. So now we can grab our stuff and let's sling all this into here, and whatever I've got clicked, it will automatically create. Now you've got to watch this. Oh, wrong one. See, disorientated. We've got to watch this because they come on through, they go through the drill, and then there's also a press there as well, and then it feeds into there. And this is worth its weight in gold. I've got to admit, I am impressed with this. The automation on this is really good, and I mean the animations again is fantastic, and we can change the ammunition. So let's see if it changes the output. Hello. Can we make them ones then? Let's have a look. I think it depends on what you've got. Yes, so this time round it's going round, and you can see the nuggets. It's even got the gunpowder, the casings, the 2 lead. So hat off to this one. Really is hat off to this one. And you can feed it in. There's 2 of these ports. Feed them into there, and then it's the conveyor belts that feeds them out. So got to admit, absolutely impressed. And if I was going to make any of the machines to do anything, is this one here. If there was one of the machines that I was going to recommend, if it was something that you was going to do and you had your revolver all the time, it's definitely something that I would use, definitely, without a doubt. Pure for the fact is that it's the pain in the butt to do but this is just great. And you can do the cartridges as well, so you can make them up, and it should make whatever it is for them. And if you're not sure what you need, just take your blueprint out. And that's what I did, just put it into there, and it tells you what you need. So iron grit, so I should have iron grit. So to make the cartridges there, so that should come out, he says, hopefully. I've run out of gunpowder. I didn't have a lot of gunpowder as it was, so yeah. But yeah, really got to be impressed with that. Got to be impressed with that. And it also does the same for. Now I've got some more of this hopper stuff going up, so you can put that into there, and it will do the same for these. So you get 4 ingots, it drills it, presses them down, and job's a good one. There's your rod. Great, fantastic, that is absolutely fantastic. Do love it. Do love it. Right, very simple to make. That's what you need to make the automated engineer's workbench. So let's just have a quick look. It should be under no tools and simple thing. There you go. Automated workbench. Very straightforward. And like I say, it is good. It is good. But you do need the blueprints. So just be careful of that. It does need the blueprints. However, if you want to make all the recipes, so I can see a bit more with these 2 usage rather than them 2. This one is basically an auto crafting station. The assembler, it will create 3 recipes, up to 3 recipes. So if there was 3 that you wanted to use and constantly use, and again, I've not made massive amounts of things. I suppose I could say engineering blocks or scaffolding. I probably could use this to make the conveyor belts. So I have some recipes here. So this one here is for the conveyor belts. So how does it work? Well, basically you make up the recipe, you then shove everything in, and this will trundle on through and make it for us. Now be careful when you make it, you click onto the conveyor belt either end with your engineer hammer to form it. Whichever end you click on is the input. So if you click on this end, it would have gone the other way. So I clicked on that end, so it feeds into there. So this should now be feeding into the machine, and I should get conveyor belts out the other end. He says it's used all my redstone, so that should be feeding everything into there, although the redstone's not in there yet. Right, so as soon as the redstone starts to go in, you can see it's now starting to work. The stuff is going into there, and conveyor belts are now starting to come out the other end. So yes, I can see, and I suppose I could have used this in my build here, but definitely it would have saved me a job of creating lots and lots of conveyor belts and things like that, because I've used quite a bit. Like I said, it will do 3, so one of the recipes is, again, which you could use all the time, is this. So it will now do me MV wire, or if I've run out of that, it should do my HV wire. Happy with that. So again, I do see a big plus with that and this, and I suppose if I was going to build and do a massive more, then yes, I would definitely introduce these into my builds. The other beauty thing about this is that you'll notice that there is tanks on the side here. Now, some of our products or some of our builds or recipes need tanks. So what I've done in this one, so we're going to do wood. Let me just get one of the buckets. So you'll see in here is creosote. So I'm just going to get a bucket of creosote and we all know what the recipe is. So that is there, that's going to make me treated wood. So all I've got to do now is attach that to there. That will fill up one of the tanks, so you can have up to 3 items into there, and it will make treated wood. Ta-da! Job done. So quite a versatile machine. I know we have the auto crafters and things like that, but I got to admit I do like this one because you can store liquids into it and it does 3 recipes, so happy with that. So yes, pretty good. So there's the multi-blocks that I haven't used. So like I say, we've got the mixer, pipe it into water. You can add your items into these 2 ends here, and we can make concrete or liquid. We can make potions out of them and then feed them into whatever machine we're going into. We also have the bottler, so the bottler can put any liquid into anything, so it doesn't have to be bottles, it can be buckets as well. I'm not sure if it will allow me to put a bucket in here or whether it will fill a bucket. No, it won't. But it can, but it will if I'm stuck. But if the thank you. But if it requires to, then it will actually fill buckets. So if you had cows, things like that, this would be a good machine to put it into your buckets and feed it off to whatever. So I do see a usage of these. Very much so, but not in my build. Okay, so they're quite big, good machines. Then we have the automated workbench, and I do see a use of it if you want to create a lot of weapons. Alright, so if you've got the but it only uses the blueprints, so be aware of that. So it only works with the blueprints, but it will make your cartridges or whatever, bullets and things like that you wish to use. So good, I do like the animation on it, but end of the day, I've not really found a massive use for it. I suppose if I was playing a kitchen sink pack, then yes, I would have a automation for my ammunition. so I could have ammunition constantly going into there and being produced. So yes, I could see a use for this, but not massively. However, the assembler, I do see a big use of this, especially like I say in a kitchen sink. You could set this up, have 3 recipes in there, and it could constantly build recipes, whichever you wanted to put in there. And if you needed fluids, then you could also put fluids into there and do the recipe as it is there. So yes, I do see big usage for that. Alright, and that's the reason why I wanted to show you these machines. Okay, I didn't just want to just leave them or just point them out and everything else. I did want to demonstrate what they actually do, and I do admit the animations on all of them are pretty good. But I think that's the whole of Immersive Engineering. The animation of things is really good, and I think it's a really good mod. I have enjoyed playing this. I haven't been able to play it as much as I would like to sometimes, but definitely something I have really enjoyed setting up and playing and getting things ready, and all the automation that I've done out there, even to the daft little things of building something like this. Yeah, to me it's been worthwhile and I've enjoyed it. But yeah, but now you see why I haven't used these machines. End of the day, honestly, I had other mods and it was really big pack, then I've not really kind of like had the use for it. I didn't just want to just crowbar them in just to get them into my series, but at least I've shown them. It is worth having a play about, and maybe you can fit them into your packs themselves if you're playing on there or whatever. You may find a use for them, or better use for them than I have, so by all means, but at least you've seen them and you've seen how they work, and by all means use them. Definitely use them, well worth it. Okay, there is a few more things I want to go through, but time is getting of the essence, so I shall go through this one in the next episode. So hopefully I haven't rushed it through. If there's anything else you want me to go through, then by all means ask me, and I will go through them. But I think that's everything else. There's a few things that I need to cover in the book, and then after this next episode it will be petroleum, so Immersive Petroleum. Okay folks, hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't much of a episode as in building wise, but at least it did go through some of the multi-blocks that I haven't really gone into, and automated and things like that. So hopefully you found it interesting, but I will leave it from here now, and I'll see you all in the next episode. If you enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe, and catch you all later. Bye bye for now.